Family Leonardo, me Nasila did on multimedia, the CEO voice of Salone. Today I come for talk to now, my family, make una continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share to our friends them. As we always try to bring for the latest news what they happen around Salone, whether it be politics or any other news them what they happen or gossip what they bring out to una live and direct. So please, my family, don't forget to subscribe and share to our friends them. You wanna touch the bell icon so that you no miss any video we will try for bring out to una. So and so that's also we want make una don't forget also for subscribe to we TikTok channel on TikTok and also on Facebook or Facebook page or the Voice of Salone or also the on Instagram Voice of Salone, please family. And don't forget to share. Okay, thank you now. Tata.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وجعلنا من بين أيديه سدا ومن خلفه سدا فعصيناهم فهم لا يبصرون إن أمره يعرض شأن أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء ولا ترجعون. Assalamu alaikum ya jamati wal muslimina wal muslimat. Shalom to we Christian brothers and sisters, both home and the diaspora. This is the golden voice of the APC Encyclopedia, the Britannica, the socio-political analyst, the voice of the voiceless, the whistleblower, the lion of the social media, the regional publicity secretary, Southern Region, under the ticket of the mighty, indomitable All People's Congress Party. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, ladies and gentlemen, comrades all both home and the diaspora, as you know, say the encyclopedia media always embark on civic education for continue for educate, inform, sensitize, conscientize, and raise awareness to we people there. Now we lovely and daily Mama Salone on daily happenings and on burning issues. So uno stay tuned, uno stay fixed, uno stay blessed, uno stay connected to the encyclopedia media for uno listening pleasure is absolutely guaranteed. Today now Saturday the 1st of November 2025. We presentation and we audio title today number 1. Bio's bullet for bullet mission exposed and backfires. Resentment in we political dispensation that Mama Salone. This now we two topics then today. So una stay fixed, una stay blessed, una stay connected to the encyclopedia media for una listening pleasure is absolutely guaranteed. We come to we first presentation where Mother Bio in bullet for bullet mission backfires and exposed. Now in our first presentation today. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know don't hear about the private civil Kamajo within the train at the southeast, we see them this year all we know the hear with the can and the media, we no one forgets. We want to get correct and confirm information to we people that now we tell Mama Salone. We don't want to deceive with people then. We stand for with people then, and we deal with people then take go. So therefore, as we don't tell the nooks and crannies of the southeast, we don't do what we call investigative journalism. We key for unearth all the dubious, all the destructive, all the murderous, all the disastrous, all the cannibalistic agendas of the pauper state looters government, how they want to create another war, Namama Salone. The private Kamajo militia then train them in two strategic districts then. Kerema district, when a normal farmer, Bauma Koya, Gora Untunkia, and Zimi Makmele, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, comrades all both home and the diaspora, and then train the other troops them, Napujon districts. And waiting happen, then get people that will then contribute from the following villages, youth man them, for let them go stand against with democracy in Mama Salone. Train them, cock and fire, train them all over the areas, and they all within train na SLPP power power them. Ladies and gentlemen, only for wage war on we hard and democracy. Then take people then from Joma Jago, na Gobaru, na Potoro, na Mwala, na Batoma, na Singama, na Manjema, na Bama, na Goraumperi, na Bomi, Bonapi, Banao, Domangbe, Makaso, Fanimaso, Jalabari, Golao, Sembeon da Konaya, Kotumau, Tuasu, Diabari, Malema, Fairo, Zimi Makpele, where they link to Ba, Kisiworo, and Dar es Salaam for go na the Liberia border. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this now the dangerous agendas of the SLPP, one of the powerful state looters political party, while others them, ladies and gentlemen, then taken by the main road for Gona Bowara side and the ever runs there to the Liberia border. Ladies and gentlemen, who side and train people there. And whether not it trainers them, the former Inspector General of Police, Michael Ambrose Sovula, Emmanuel Koivaya Amara, Mohamed Rahman Soare, Eddie Masale, when Ambassador in Liberia, Lai Lawrence Lima, and Kamajo Kailondo from Kailang, were ready for fight against the West. This is not the reason where the Pauper Southeast Mende Shabro warlord been caught on video and threatening the wall bullet for bullet. But fellow Sierra Leoneans, we are no need for panic, we are no need for alarm. The situation, the international partners, the global partners, then they don't put on to stay. They get a satellite all over the country. They don't issue letters then with drone for tell them, say, if they want them live, let them stop the mission. If they don't want them live, let them continue. This is not the world of technology. We are in Aleki go hide under bed, then they see you. Now, we international global partners, then they don't combat the land, the air, and the sea. We they under tight surveillance, no hiding place in this modern day technology. The eyes in the sky for a schoolmaster was once a schoolboy. So Funayeri, then it train Kamajoste, na the southeast, na reality. We don't go, we don't get the fact, we don't get everything, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans. Now the same way what they been do, what they call the REF 11 years brutal, bloody, deadly, nasty, and devastating rebel war, what they would again people there na Gobaru, ladies and gentlemen, na Bomaru, where they EB them picking their all. This now the second time back, but this time it don't backfire. Because during that time the day, technology not be advanced. But today, I like you go add, you go train people in a bush. Ladies and gentlemen, the satellites, the pick now. Ladies and gentlemen. So the corrupt, exploitative, and Robert Stamp, Parliament of Pauper, ladies and gentlemen, they don't get back today in trouble. From one trouble to another trouble. All the corrupt APC MPs and the Pauper Cookie MPs, then they're in trouble. Then they try for downplay, for duplicate on the 80 recommendations of the tripartite. We talk about electoral review, where both the SLPP and the APC party, they all be affixed, their signatures, they say, any recommendation will come up from the tripartite could be actionable and implementable. And there are 80 recommendations where the SLP and the APC both meet up, they call it the convergent. And there are 4 recommendations where the APC profile, where the SLPP not agree with, ladies and gentlemen. So now the 80 recommendations where both APC and SLPP agree with, they go to an parliament, then they pick and choose, then go make up to 77, then go to 78, the balance one, they win, and the main one, they want skip them. But thank God for we international development partners them. We then caution this rubber stamp parliament for say there is no drag fit. All the 80 recommendations that we they all don't agree now the tripartite, where they don't sign, them for implement them to the fullest, ladies and gentlemen. And the global partners won BOE MP step, both the APC and the SLPP power MPs. Then give them a deadline when at 7 November 2025, today the first, for adopt all the 80 recommendations. Then play catch when they may do Wednesday. Then dubious meeting where cancelled by the global partners then. Then don't command the Bureau in corrupt and Kush MPs then for abide strictly on the 80 recommendations or else then go face the wrath of the international community. No more bio. While the four divergent issues there plus one by the global partners go be fully implemented and actionable by the global partners thing. When are the balance 4+1 and all them five then gear towards political transition. So fellow Sierra Leoneans, when I be rest assured that the United Nations, the European Union, the Commonwealth, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the African Union, then they restore with stolen democracy and the votes of the people of Sierra Leone, where His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara say, hey, they protect. We vote, they don't become protected. The order in Agyampi MP state for only adopt 78 recommendation instead of 80, we gear towards delaying the process for buy more time. But the global partners say enough is enough. No more room for deception. No more room for fraudulent behavior. No more room for fraudulent excuses. So November 7 now the deadline or face the wrath of the global partners. So MPs them, ladies and gentlemen, from now on to the ending of this November, when I go see what some MPs then they run away before Xmas. Sierra Leoneans they don't ready for redeem the stolen democracy. And Sierra Leoneans they ready for celebrate democracy and electoral justice because electoral justice don't win. So, ladies and gentlemen, we say kudos to the democratic giant. We say kudos to the father of democracy. We say kudos to the African soldier, when His Excellency Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson, blessed, grace, anointed, favor, liberator, one karuba, fuekli tenteng, betembeng, kanapi, Joseph Wisdom Kamara, the president-elect. Now he makes some psychopathic idiots them. When they see a tweet about one late president will die, we say former flag bearer or former presidential candidate of the All People's Congress Party, people then become jittery. The saboteurs they begin for sabotage. They not understand the diplomatic language. Doctor, not a fight for flag bearer again. Doctor is now waiting to be sworn in as the democratically elected president of the Republic of Sierra Leone due to the June 24, 2023 presidential election, where they don't investigate with all reasonable doubt from the tripartite committee, we should say a score 57.15%, and the constitutional threshold na Mama Salone for become the duly elected president of the Republic of Sierra Leone now 55%. So Dr. Tweet is no more presidential candidate of the All People's Congress Party, but president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, the African soldier. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, now Dr. Samura Wilson Kamara, African soldier. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, we no panic. When I know say we been get the special court of Sierra Leone, and the special court of Sierra Leone, they don't talk say no other civil militia for operating in this country. Now the thing that hold am see then try Sam Inganoma, when I be the deputy minister of defense during the Kaba in SLPP era, and I be the commander back for the CDF, when the civil defense force. So they be not close all civil defense force, all come adjust then at the country. Fibio come, he revived them till then day again. Now a challenge to the international community, now a challenge to the Rome Statute, and a challenge to the ICC. And we get the residual special court of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Ladies and gentlemen, all they want them, we don't destroy this country. The one day when are the remnants of the rebels there, the one day when are the remnants of the REF there, the Kamajos there, the MPRC, the Donso there, the Dogbowusu, the Bolate there, by God in power, all go face accountability. So, ladies and gentlemen, love is salute African soldier, when His Excellency Dr. Samura Wilson Kamara. The man say, not to all fights they require gun, knife, broken bottle, mamikos, pins. He say, but a good fight, it require wisdom, it require resilience, it require technique, it require tactic, and it require patriotism. So the pen is mightier than the sword. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the one they will be the neglect the electoral justice. Therefore, sister, the electoral justice they on top of citation. The 80 recommendations when are the convergent issues they become law for electoral reforms. Now, Mama Salone. Now we come to a second presentation where we talk about resentment in we political dispensation. That Mama Salone. But this resentment here, when they talk about grudge, when they talk about grievance, when they talk about hostility, when they talk about bitterness, scorn, malice, acrimony, antagonism, animus, animosity, displeasure, annoyance, fury, ill will, hatefulness, repugnance, sourness, irritateness, wrathfulness, crossness, bad temper, rancor, acrimony, asperity, indignation, hostilities, condemnation, ruffled feathers, umbrage, bad blood, hatred, enmity, all them words they are, they're synonymous to the word we call resentment. Resentment is a complex emotion we often define as a mix of bitterness, anger, disappointment, anger over feelings mistreated or wrong. It arises from a perceived injustice, such as when expectations are unmet or boundaries are crossed. Resentment, they harm relationship and personal well-being and will be addressed by walking through feelings of anger. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, and practicing forgiveness and communication now the underlying issues. Waiting a resentment. Resentment na a lingering negative emotion, reactions there, where they do wrong to another person or situation. So all the bad politicians of the Republic of Sierra Leone don't wrong this man. We don't work so hard for this country here. When some people they may run away, then they go abroad for go seek political asylum. This handsome gentleman, he can be sacrificed in life for work for the people of Sierra Leone during the warring days, during NPRC 1, during NPRC 2, during Kabai SFP era, Tito and Espekurumai era because the man we diplomatic, they say the man not a politician. But today it don't show the world say in na the African soldier. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, the common causes of resentment, ladies and gentlemen, now feelings they were taking advantage of somebody. where they put somebody down, unrealistic expectation of others. They experience systematic or historic injustice, power imbalances in a relationship. Now the Mandis, the SLPP fighter, the APC fighter, incomplete flag bearer fighter, the court fighter, civil society the fighter, interreligious council fighter, the police fighter, the military fighter, all the independent democratic institutions, Mama Salone, they're fighter. But he conquer all them bad Sarade, cowards bad Morimande, kill person, bury her alive, everything for this one green power. The man not go no side. It in a country, it is using pen, it is using connection for fight for democracy and for fight for votes them Mamas alone. The African soldiers. The signs of resentment there. Now hostility or withdrawal in a relationship. Now it make una see bad people there, corrupt politicians there, where they don't hold bribe, they withdraw from their own presidential candidates. Passive aggressive behavior, snide comments or lashing out. Then they go, then they talk all kind of things. That man don't sell out, that man don't do so. But the man will sell out. Now Alpha can make holding grudges against this man. How for deal with resentment? Now for address the root cause. Now for practice empathy. Now for communicate. Ladies and gentlemen, now for let go of expectation and now for seek help. So a resentful behavior of the APC leadership, the MPs there, the mayors there, and wannabe flag bearers there, ladies and gentlemen, and former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Satan Abuja, Ernest Kuruma, ladies and gentlemen, they all fight against this one great mania. They fight to cripple the country, thinking that then they fight somebody. So HE, the president elected to Samura Kamara, their rooks there, their rascals there, they all done for dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, they all don't see the downfall. Wait him up with a corrupt coupist, a corrupt drug leader, and a notorious killer against your presidential candidate, against your supporters there, well-wishers, sympathizers, that Mama Salone, only for drug money, kush money. Ladies and gentlemen, waiting at the cause of hate, we don't know. When I reason best known to them. So, ladies and gentlemen, the All People's Congress Party will be known as one family, one word, one hope, one destiny. Today, because we get rogues there, we get a campy there, we get mad people there. Ladies and gentlemen, kudos to Prince Alex Adi, the former national chairman of the SLPP. We been say he no go hand over power to mad people. Very painful today, where the APC is being ruled by mad people. Bitter indignation. Ladies and gentlemen, they treat the presidential candidate unfairly as enemy. They were how they kill the country, they were how they destroy the country. They left her. Waiting good, then take the praise. Waiting bad, then send her to the All People's Congress Party. Look them pathological liars they are. They say they inherit Kush when they got in power. They been in opposition in 2014. Kush in a Salone. But will not be see youth man in the diner street. Will not be see youth man the penda they come up and they will not be see youth man then they die like flies in the street. Ladies and gentlemen, will not be see then they arrest people in Guinea, Liberia, and we the surroundings there for say na kush they get from Salone. Now only when pauper come will they say they arrest kush in Liberia, but all anything they are any bad thing where they don't get international reputational damage, then they send her to the All People's Congress Party, say they inherit her. For full-time APC MPs, when I use the court and give a court MP standing back when I inherit them from the APC. For killing Aton Kolimba, when I inherit them from the APC. Nagbondapi, when I inherit them from the APC. For massacre citizens there, na Makeni, na Lonchar, na My 91, na Masengbe, when I inherit am from the APC, for go massacre prisoners in a Pandemba Road, massacre people there August 10. Lima, they go house to house, they pull Sierra Leonean and they slaughter them. All them till they when I inherit them from the APC. For let them host a drug lord. Now this country, when they don't sentence 24 years in absentia na Europe, when I can't host an when I inherit them from the APC, for take young girl picking, you get to a drug lord, for let marry that till they born picking, when I inherit them from the APC, for train come just there, for come with war, now this country, when I inherit them from the APC. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this time we see so today in Mama Salone. When God don't expose them people they are, God don't disgrace them people they are, God don't naked them people they are. Ladies and gentlemen, anything we bad, they say they inherit them from the APC. Then we see another man from Turkey. They say this president, he don't work for the country. Yes, he don't work for the country for kill youth man them. He don't work for the country for can with push and damage the young generation. E don work for the country. E meet rest when 200,000 for bag. Today rest they go to 1 million. He work for the country. He means pet go 6,000. Today pet go don't go to 30,000. He work for the country. He meet people there. They told road, they fix a price. We moderate to the people there. We come and raise them up for exploit the people of Sierra Leone. Yes, he worked for the country, ladies and gentlemen. Kill Sierra Leoneans there. He worked for the country. We say he can with human capital development. Now, Kushigo can with for can kill with people there. We say then they launch Operation Feed Salone. Today they feed Salone. Young man and then a street. Then they suck orange. They eat all the betas they will they inside. Angry for sustained hunger. Ladies and gentlemen, he worked for Salone. Today, Salone they declare her as one of the unhappiest country in the world. Now, so this man worked for Salone. So, ladies and gentlemen, all they want they are now a rancorous behavior. Rancorous behavior is characterized by bitter resentment and hateful feelings and a desire for hurt others, often stemming from a long-held sense of injustice. Now, a formal term for behavior wey hostile, wey malicious, and wey full of deep-seated ill will. For example, bitterness in family feud or political dice functions, arguments there, wey filled with anger and resentment, wey dey show a feeling of deep-seated resentment, bitterness, or spitefulness. The origin of the word, it comes from the Latin when a rancor, meaning bitterness or resentment. The key characteristics now hostility. This na behavior we openly angry and unfriendly. Malice. This na a desire for cause harm to others. Resentment. This na a lingering and a profound ill will. Fellow listeners, comrades all, both home and the diaspora. The symptoms then, na bitterness, na hostility, na malicious, na resentful, and vindictiveness. The antonyms of the opposite, na friendly, amicable, and accommodating. Ladies and gentlemen, so the work wey this man work for Salone, na for can divide we by tribe, for can divide we by politics, for can divide we by region, where inside the APC party, divide the APC party, put confusion on the party, because it go only able rule the country with divide and rule principle. It no go able rule a country real peaceful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone, we been peaceful. Sierra Leone, who been in trouble. All the nooks and crannies of Mama Salone. Today, it don't become a hell on earth. Frivolous behavior. This now for behave in a silly or a light-hearted way. Ladies and gentlemen, being serious and sensible, flippant, foolish, dizzy, or superficial, insular attitude. This na a traitorous behavior for betray your friends there, for betray your country, for betray your brothers there, for betray and undermine your brother in victory. and wish for harm others with cruel, ruthless, vindictive, acrimonious, angry, hostile, and antagonistic behavior against your brother, against your citizens, against your membership, against your people, aided and abetted by the unscrupulous and unprogressive leadership of the All People's Congress Party. So frivolous personality traits them, now self-indulgence, carefree, unconcerned, or lacking any serious purpose for the people, giving a tripful or undue levity, empty-headed leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, easygoing and eager for avoid trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, when a querulous attitude, a querulous attitude, now always eager for complaint and throw blame games when things not meet their own favor. Now we don't see so today. Ladies and gentlemen, no Sierra Leonean not been there in 2014. The time when they fight the Ebola, we all man know say Kush dey na this country here. Wetin will be known na this country here na Jamba. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge anybody for come with the evidence. Whether don't die, na Salone in 2014 from Kush, the young man there, wey Penda bin dey comot. Able from 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 4 years before una dey carry power, April 4, 2018. We not see no Penda. We not see it man in the diner street with flies. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is a traitorous personality trait, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans. Now, inflated sense of self significance and a loss of empathy with antisocial personality disorder. Ladies and gentlemen, people then they dismiss the rights and feelings of the citizens of Sierra Leone, betray the citizens, betray the constitution, betray the peace and stability of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we the contemplative, the rational, the ambitious, and reckless. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, supercilious attitude now forget of for show a proud and unpleasant attitude, or people the way things say they're better or they're more important than others. Sierra Leone, we are all equal. Nobody in Grandpa not to get Salone. Now we all get Salone. But people then come, then take ownership of Salone. But the clock is ticking, however night long, past those clean. Disingenuous behavior, slightly dishonest, and not speaking the complete truth. Toxic personality. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, people them, we jealous, we competitive, where they flow from self-centeredness and low self-esteem, always need for one up other there or for put others then down. Ladies and gentlemen, when I miscreants them, when I squandered them, and good for nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, toxic and neurotic leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, today Sierra Leone day in a stressful situation. Youth then they die. They're not ashamed that they can't tell way back say Kush Kana Salone from 2014. But the most dangerous personality, ladies and gentlemen, now what we call malignant narcissism. Malignant narcissism, ladies and gentlemen, now people the way good for malign others. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3 Ds of narcissism, now defensiveness, now dismissiveness, and dominance. People that with a narcissist, then they defend themselves on lie, then they dismiss the fact, and then they try for create what we call dominance. So, ladies and gentlemen, the darkest personality type, now psychopathy, ladies and gentlemen. And waiting at the questions then, when they expose a narcissist, what do you think? Where then bad things that they keep on happening through your regime? How you go feel if somebody treats you this way? You will be say, rig election, they lead to war. Ladies and gentlemen, waiting at the responsibility we a responsible government get. We will not ready for fight. Coco Samba, na Salone. It not take 2 months. But because all the PO families and all una family there, then they enrich themselves, then they get billions of loans from these killer drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, when they pretend they go and arrest young man there, arrest this, that there, whether they in the land, whether they in charge of the sea, whether they in charge of the air, whether they in charge of the immigration, what side then drugs here they come out, then chemical here they come out. Where now you get the police, now you get the army, now you get the immigration, they all in a border. Then here they come out, then they hold in another country. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, what you stand for gain, fellow Sierra Leoneans, why everybody for admire at you wicked deeds there. So the personality trait of a narcissist, na a sense of self-importance, na preoccupation with power, beauty, or success. Ladies and gentlemen, always then they cry, say, na we do so, na we do so. They are jealous and self-centered, interpersonally exploitative for their own gain. They are arrogant, they lack empathy, must be admired. They are petulant, insolent, or rude in speech and behavior, characterized by temporary or capricious ill humor. They are peevish, ladies and gentlemen, choleric, hot tempered, hot headed, irascible, and ill natured. So the 4 Ds of narcissism now deny, dismiss, devalue, and divorce. The 4 types of the ABC personality now the director, the socializer, the thinker, and the supporter. The 4 pillars of mental health now physical, emotional, social, and cognitive well-being. Waiting at the 6 core personality types then. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, comrades all, according to Holland in 6 personality types. Fellow listeners, comrades all, both home and the diaspora. We get the realistic personality when at the door. We get investigative personality when at the thinker. We get the artist personality. The artist personality, na the creator. The social, na the helper. The enterpriser, na the persuader. And the conventional, na the organizer. So Section 72 of the Crimes Act, somebody will steal with dishonesty for appropriate property will belong to another person with the intention for permanently deprive the owner of it. Vis-a-vis the June 24, 2023 stolen election, like a criminal act, and all the one day we conspire, we aid and abet those stolen elections. They are guilty of criminal offenses. We get the 7 traits of dark empath. Now people that we manipulative, now people that we get malicious sense of humor, now people that we self-critical, now people that will emotionally detached, now people that we exploitative of others, now people that will extroverted, and now people that with the perspective of other people and their feelings. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades all. So the 5 clues then for spot a narcissist, now a huge sense of self-importance, now constant need for admiration, now lack of empathy, they don't get sorry heart, they know they feel how the people in they feel, how people begin in the diner street, how people begin in benda, they come up and they, how Salone people then they suffer hunger, poverty, starvation, retrogression, send the drive song because of rentage, sense of entitlement, and manipulative and exploitative behavior. So the combination of narcissism and Machiavellianism, it means a dark triad personality. And a dark triad personality, now people that we want for let them be the object of everything in affection. Then they crave control over others. Then they treat people in relationship like status symbol. Envy and resents people there. Where they think say they get something where they want. So the angriest personality disorder, we call her intermittent explosive disorder, with impulsive, aggressive, violent behavior or angry verbal outburst. The reactions then, they're too extreme for the situation. We get the 5 symptoms of personality disorder with a disordered thinking, impulsive behavior, problem controlling your emotion, concerns that other people then for abandon you. Fellow listeners, comrades all, both home and the diaspora. So the fastest way for spot a narcissist now forget a grandiose sense of self-importance. Live in fantasy world for support the delusion of grandeur. They need constant praise and admiration. They get a sense of entitlement. Then they exploit others there without guilt or shame. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing we narcissists they don't want. Ladies and gentlemen, now for answer anything we regard the truth. Narcissists they no go ever do that. Anything we not true, then they deny am. Narcissists they know they admit to the wrongs. Narcissists they behave in a way we not fever human being. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, they always think say they're always right. So the 7 C's of mental health, according to Dr. Ginsberg, when a child pediatrician and a human development expert, a proposed say we get 7 integral or interrelated components then where they make up somebody for become resilience. Number one, na competence. Number two, na confidence. Number three, na connection. Number four, na character. Number five, na contribution. Number six, na coping. And number seven, na control. So now the 7 C's of mental health, now His Excellency, the President-elect, play with. We become very resilient. He play with competence, being resilient, confidence, connection, character, contribution, copying, and control. Today, electoral justice don't win. Fellow listeners, comrades all. So, expand their leadership who get on the All People's Congress Party. Now, leadership where they get money, they get food, they get everything from them be master when our proper bill for destroy we add and democracy. The 7 signs of lying. Then they make eye contact. Then they control their facial expression. Then they act calm with confidence. They're not a fidget. They're emotional. Then they manage their tone and their pitch. Then they control the details they want in the count. So the 7 symptoms of a psychopath, then they ignore right and wrong. Then they tell lie for take advantage of others. Then they be sensitive or respectful of others. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't respect people them and they're not sensitive of others. Then they use charm or wit for manipulate others for personal gain or pleasure. Then get a sense of superiority and being extremely opinionated. They get problems with the law, including the criminal behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, now so narcissists then they behave. So the 4 D's of narcissism now deny, dismiss, devalue, and divorce. And the most type of harmful anger we had for deal with, we call it chronic aggressive anger. When a judgmental anger, inevitability results in destructive outcomes, including painful conflict, ruined relationship, and damaged reputation. Judgmental anger, it leads to communication breakdown, feeling of resentment, and damaged trust between individuals. The strongest word for anger, now mad, furious, infuriated, engaged, outraged, raging, fawning, boiling. Waiting a mental illness, we get a lot of anger. Now intermittent explosive disorder. Now oppositional defiant disorder. Now disruptive mode dysregulation disorder, borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, continuous short as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It may also include anger as a significant symptoms. So wetin liars dem fear the most? Liars dem great fear na for let dem catch dem, then they talk lie because dem certain say everybody dey look at dem and go tell if they are lying. This don become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Wetin na a deceitful person like? Deceitful people, they're full of deception, involving lies, then they distort the facts, then they make up story, then they hide the truth for violate trust. Wetin dey cause a person for be deceitful? Deception then the user for benefit oneself through self-promotion, self-protection, or for achieve the desired gain. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, comrades all both home and the diaspora, love we salute we African soldiers as we don't tour the nooks and crannies of the southeast, the Nepal skin. People that will not get jets. When a wangering jets they come on more, you go massacre them. You cannot fight against the West. You cannot fight against democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara, African soldiers.